And welcome into Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast. I am your host, Disfat Bidge. To my right is Matt Regan. Say hi, Regan.
Hey.
Hey. It's a podcast, so you got to speak.
It's coming. It's coming. I needed to come to me.
And he's not above me. Yeah, I'm sure. Can't wait for the money shot. And he's not above me, but he's below me. Ryan Haynes, the tagless. How's it going, Ryan?
What up, everyone? Good to be here.
I'm sure you tell that to all the boys. All right, so this is our first time, so please be gentle, all you critics out there. Except with Regan, he likes it rough, so have at it. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Not to timestamp this, but happy St. Patrick's Day, a few days away. Guys got any plans?
I'm supposed to be doing anything? Still COVID? Well, I'm just kidding. I'm going to drink a lot of beers.
No, I was just say you can still cook corned beef and drink.
Corned beef, the best. My mom.
Little shepherd's pie, little Guinness action.
I do love shepherd's pie. Mm-hmm. Corned beef, do you cook it in water or do you cook it in beer?
Is that a serious question?
Is it distracting as hell?
Told you that.
You did.
And it has to be original. Right. Has to be a Budweiser.
Hell no.
It has to be a Budweiser.
Why putting
Bud Light? What are you going to use?
You use a Scotch ale.
That's
a Scotch ale. This St. Patrick's Day.
The first word is not a beer.
It is a beer, but it's Scotch flavored.
None of us know how to cook corned beef. Stop fooling ourselves.
You're not truly Irish.
So yeah, big day in fantasy.
All right,
in football action, a lot going on.
Are you saying you want to get into your briefs, Haynes?
Let's get into my briefs, baby.
Let's open them up.
So not all briefs are the same size. This today was an extra large brief kind of day.
Oof.
So a lot of news out of the NFL today. Patriots acquire a number of players today. They acquire tight end Jonnu Smith, edge rusher Matthew Judon, wide receiver Nelson Aguilar, cornerback Jalen Mills. And this is all in addition to re-signing Dietrich Wise, as well as Cam Newton the other day. So bringing back Cam, adding some of these weapons, and not only that, but acquiring Pro Bowl left tackle Trent Brown in a trade from the Raiders earlier this week, trading a 2022 fifth-round pick to Vegas and acquiring not only Brown, but a 2022 seventh-round pick. In other news, Drew Brees has announced his retirement on the 15th anniversary of his official signing day with the Saints. This was yesterday. And in response to this retirement, the Saints extended Taysom Hill to a 4-year, $140 million contract extension. Aaron Jones re-signs a 4-year, $48 million deal with the Green Bay Packers. This hinders A.J. Dillon's progression, but keeping his value high. And the Raiders added linebacker Yannick Ngakoue on a 2-year, $26 million contract.
Yep.
And as well as that, Tampa Bay brings back Rob Gronkowski on a 1-year deal, and linebacker Shaq Barrett on a 4-year, $72 million deal. So a lot has happened today, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think that was all of it. It's been insane of a day.
Not even close. I can't even keep track.
Yeah, Gronk got $10 million for 1 year, like to catch 5 catches, all touchdowns, obviously.
Hey, he'll probably have 6.
Oh, way to round up.
I mean, this isn't a sexy signing, but it's definitely going to hurt Cam Newton, I think. Joe Thuney.
Gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I said Thuney.
That's right.
You see $80 million.
Kansas City Chiefs.
5 years, $80 million. And I was like, why are they not signing their linemen? Makes sense. And the Pats are definitely desperately trying to sign David Andrews back, but I don't think he wants to stay there.
Yeah, I think it might help.
That would be a bummer.
I think it might help with everything that they've done so far, though. You know, it's got to make them not want to leave any more. You know,
that's true. That is true. But
I think if you can solidify your line with, what's his name, the center?
David Andrews.
Andrews, yeah.
David Andrews. And then you have Trent Brown on the left and Isaiah Wynn on the right. I mean, interior offensive lineman, left guard, right guard, it feels like you can kind of play around with those positions a little bit more. But if you can solidify your outside and right up the middle with Andrews, somebody experienced like that, that'd be huge. So I definitely think they have to keep him.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, you need at least two vets on the line. Then you can fill in with a second year or a rookie sandwich in between. Then you'll get by. You'll be fine. All right, Ryan, any other news?
That's all I have right now, but you know, as the week goes, there'll be more and more signings, and we'll see what happens. A lot of big names still out there.
Yeah. Well, remember, these are all not official yet. So it's a legal tampering period, in quotes. Just so stupid because they've been tampering since the beginning of the playoffs when all the other teams didn't make it. They have their people talking to their people. Talking to those people. Yeah.
Literally.
What do you mean, you people?
Hey. Literally on that note at Sports Hub, one of their main conversations this week was, why is it called legal tampering? It should just be, it should have a totally different name. There's no point to legal tampering.
No. This
makes no sense.
Just open up free agency. Just do it.
Exactly what it should be. Or they should at least call it like early free agency, or I don't even know. It just sounds stupid.
Yeah.
It does.
I don't know. Let's cancel it.
Cancel culture, baby. Ixnay tampering period. Move right into free agency.
Go along with everything else being canceled. I love it. Pepe Le Pew. I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
R.I.P.
Not just all the signings happening unofficially. We got just updated cap numbers from Field Yates. Still at the top, Jacksonville right now. They restructured some contracts with some people, trying to keep some of the guys around, but they're looking to go young with Urban Meyer down there. He's got to revamp it all, and he needs a clean slate. Just a skeleton crew there. They have $71 million. Indianapolis was $70. That was before Wentz, though. They're still trying to work out some details there. The Jets have $68 million. New England did have 67, but with all these signings now, that's going to drop.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably got to cut in half. I'm not sure the actual salary cap hit numbers. They still have to iron out those details. So we'll get back to that. Cincinnati with 41, which they didn't make any big signings today that I saw. They were pretty quiet. And then San Fran with 32 and Miami with 32. That's the top 10 right there. So I'm hoping, thank God Miami did not get Aaron Jones. I did not want that.
My prediction
that would have been a huge mistake. No, I mean, that was a lot of people thought they were going there. They were trying to sign him. It doesn't.
Yeah. I think 4 years, $48 million for Aaron Jones is just too much.
Agreed.
I think you can fill in a lot of you can take a lot of backs and fill in the same thing that he does, the same production, for much less than $12 million a year.
Right.
Yeah, but he makes those big plays. I saw a stat. I forget who I saw it from. Jamal Williams, he only has a couple runs over 20 yards, and Aaron Jones has over 20-yard rushes. So he can make the big plays. And I mean, he probably could have gotten more money elsewhere, but being in the comfort system, you have Aaron Rodgers with Davante Adams. They're not going to be able to crowd the box. They just can't, or else they'll get torched. So it actually helps out Aaron Jones to be able to get some good rushes. Sucks for A.J. Dillon, though, for all you A.J. Dillon owners out there in Dynasty, or those who are thinking, I got a nice sleeper this year. I'm going to get A.J. Dillon. Nobody's heard of him. Hold your horses. You're going to have to wait a couple years for him to be a valuable fantasy asset. But I would say if somebody's hurting this year in Dynasty, definitely trade low for him if you're out of it.
Yeah, right. In my prediction, literally for Aaron Jones, I literally said if he wants to have the best chance of winning a Super Bowl, it's staying with Green Bay. And exactly what you said was, they can't crowd the box. They get one more receiver. They have a great offense with literally one receiver. He literally throws one guy. You get one more decent guy. There's a couple guys out there. I know we're going to get into it. Marvin Jones, I think, would be a great fit. We could talk about that later. But they get
we can talk about it now.
Yeah, Ryan, if you're up for it, let's jump into your wide receivers, man.
Yeah, actually, Marvin Jones was now one that I had talked about, but I think that Green Bay would be a good fit for him, especially now that they have Aaron Jones, they have less cap space available. He's probably a guy that's within their price range. With the Aaron Jones signing, you've kind of cut yourself out of the Will Fuller running. You've cut yourself out of any other of these, Curtis Samuel. So a guy like Marvin Jones, who's a little older, even a guy like Emmanuel Sanders might bring some value to that unit as a good wide receiver number 2. Davante is going to be doubled every game, all the time. I think this signing, the Aaron Jones signing, makes a lot of sense for Aaron Jones. Like you guys have mentioned, like Davante and Aaron are going to spread the field. No one's going to crowd the box, and he's going to be able to make those big plays that he always does. If I'm Green Bay, I would decide to move away from Aaron Jones, give Williams a shot, give A.J. Dillon a shot. They're going to have those same big holes because there's only going to be, 4 people, in the box. So I think you take that money that you spend on Aaron Jones, $12 million a year, and you invest that in your wide receiver too. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. That's exactly what they should have done. They, if Allen Robinson didn't get franchise tagged, or Kenny Galladay is still out there, imagine Kenny G and Davante Adams. What a combo, And then AJ Dillon. I would love to just see him go.
You want him to go off? Is that what you're saying, or go to a different team?
No, go off as in do well in Green Bay. Okay. Like Ryan said, there's holes everywhere. So
yeah, Miami could take AJ Dillon. I wouldn't mind that, but they're not going to trade him away.
Miami's taking Kenyon Drake. Just saying.
He'll be like Derrick Henry, sitting behind DeMarco Murray for a couple of years, and then he'll just be the bell cow. He'll be carrying just those thick quads, just plowing people over. So in a couple of years, man, it's going to be good.
Derrick Henry's like 2 of him.
That's true. He's a man.
He's got time. AJ Dillon's got time. He's still young. He's got
plenty of time.
Yeah. Listen, Jamal Williams is likely out, so AJ Dillon is likely going to fill that number 2 running backs, position. So he's still going to have his opportunities on third down, goal line, and whatnot. So he still might have some value. It's just not as much as some owners were hoping for.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Instead of Marvin Jones, I would like to see Curtis Samuel actually being opposite Davante Adams. A nice slick receiver who could do the jet motion, those little pitch, those little handoffs that technically are a throw, just dropping it right in front. I think he'd be a very dangerous weapon there to help that offense out. And if Aaron Rodgers wants to keep his production up like that, people got film on Davante Adams, man, and if they shut him down, they don't have too much. So they need another weapon opposite of him. So Marvin Jones will be nice. Curtis Samuel, if they pay him. I'm not sure. Let's see. What's their cap number? They're in the red. So, yeah, they can always manipulate the cap, as you always hear Belichick famously saying, well, we all know that the cap can be manipulated. How do you like my Bill impression there?
It was sketchy.
Yeah.
I
liked it.
That was rough.
I need a new pair of pants.
Yeah, I'll edit that. All right.
You got to keep that.
No, keep it in there. Don't you dare edit that, Kyle. That's staying. That's staying.
Yes.
All right.
Let's keep it going, Ryan. Let's go with these wide receivers.
Yeah, let's do it. So
keep going, wide receivers here.
Kenny Galladay's got to be the biggest name on the free agent market now at this point, right? I think, the Lions, man, just rolling with Quintez Cephas. They are really in a rebuild mode here. I think from a Lions standpoint, number 7 pick in the draft, I think at this point they have to go receiver. I mean, they have Jared Goff. You could go with a young quarterback. Doesn't seem to make sense. Like, try to get a guy like Devontae Smith, Heisman winner. Try to get a guy like Jamar Chase, like an elite number 1 wide receiver, and just Quintez Cephas is literally the only wide receiver on contract for the Detroit Lions right now, outside of like practice squad players that I have no clue who they are. And Kenny Galladay, man, like, I don't know, like, this guy is super talented. He can play inside, he can play outside. He can go across the middle.
He hated it there.
And I think he had a good relationship with Matt Stafford. That's what I've seen across a number of different articles. There was some talk about him going to the Rams to kind of reunite with Stafford. Obviously, he can't because the cap space situation in LA is a complete mess. But I think a team like the Giants makes the most sense for Galladay. I think, you got a 2-year window with Saquon Barkley. Hopefully he can stay healthy. It's really been a shame to not see him, to see the type of player that he could develop into with the injuries the last 2 years. I think you have to see what you get out of Daniel Jones. Like, if you're the Giants, you have to give him a solid wide receiver corps around him, a solid offense around him, so you can really see what kind of quarterback he is. So if you add him, you have Sterling Shepard, you have Darius Slayton, and you have Saquon Barkley, you have a pretty good offense there. So I like the Giants as a fit, and I think they pay big for Galladay. What do you think, Reeves?
Yeah, I think you got the whole paying thing right, because Galladay is literally going to take the best thing he can get. And the 2 teams I see are Jacksonville or Cincinnati. Jacksonville, they're going to be getting, what's his name, in the draft?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. They're going to want to get him something good and not screw him out right out the gate. So I could.
He's pretty popular.
Yeah, remember the concussion thing? You'll see it in the intro. But they're definitely going to need some manpower over there. So I think that's a great pickup. And then Cincinnati, like you said earlier, they haven't done anything. And Joe Burrow next year, if he comes back, all right, AJ Green's done, if you ask me, and they add some power right there. Maybe it pans out. How about you, Matt?
Yeah, they have a T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd But yeah, they could definitely use one of those game changer type of receivers there. T. Higgins just at his sophomore year. I expect a sophomore slump coming up for them, but we'll get that to a later episode. Miami is rumored to get Golladay, but they're rumored into every top free agent out there besides Hunter Henry because they're set at tight end with Gesicki. Yeah. But yeah, the Aaron Rodgers they want, Aaron Jones, excuse me. I'm sure they would like Aaron Rodgers too, but
oh yeah,
they're still going to try making pitches, even though for Deshaun Watson, even though Brian Flores comes out and says Tua is our quarterback. It's a business, and if you can make a good move to get a top 5 quarterback in the league, you're going to make it. But you do need a weapon for him. Devontae Parker is not cutting it. I would like to see Golladay in that uniform. I would have rather have seen Allen Robertson, but oh well. But yeah, you need to make a move, a game changer like him. Even though he's 58% of his catch rate, it's all right. He hasn't always had the best offensive line. You need a good run game, set up that play action, which Miami can provide for him. Hopefully Tua comes around. I believe in the guy. I think he'll make himself better. I got mad when Flores kept pulling him from games when adversity would hit. He'd pull him out just to put Fitzpatrick in to try to win. It's like, are you trying to develop the guy or not? But just get him a weapon. So I want to see Golladay there. And of course, the Patriots are rumored to have
they
to
spent
be in
too
on
much
him
money.
too.
Too much money.
Not yet. Yeah. I can see one more big signing.
Have faith in Bill. But I was going to say, Mac, that was the news I wanted to tell you, that I saw that Dolphins were interested in Kenny G, but I just didn't want to tell you because I don't want to see it happen.
I don't really know what Kenny G is all about. Like, is he about winning? Is he about money? Like, I don't really know a lot about the guy, personally. And some guys you can kind of get which direction they're going to go in just by interviews and character and whatnot. I don't really know with him. I could certainly see Miami. Like, that's an attractive place for any free agent, any young, 27-year-old. Like, Miami's probably a good place to be. Obviously a really competitive team, a good team, really just trying to figure out that quarterback situation, just trying to get more weapons on offense. I think it's another case of similar with the Giants. If he ends up going to Miami, this is really the point where it's okay, what are we going to get out of Tua? Because now you have weapons, you have Golladay, you have Parker. We're probably going to get you a running back, whether it be through free agency or in the draft. And if it's like a Najee Harris, the rookie out of Alabama, you're going to have a pretty stacked number of weapons at your disposal. So if you can't make it work with those guys, year 2, even maybe they give them a year 3, but I don't know. I think if they get Golladay, man, throw everything you have at Deshaun Watson and see if it sticks. At that point, Deshaun, Golladay, Parker, whoever you draft for running back, you're gonna have a Super Bowl contending team.
I
don't think they need to draft a running back. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on a non-biased opinion? If you got Gaskin, you got Salvan Ahmed, I think they're good.
Yeah, and the news I was going to bring up with my running backs is it looks like Miami's actually interested in James Conner. And I think they can get him on a cheap. I really do think they can get him on a cheap. I agree.
Oh, my God.
It's not going to be – I don't think it's going to be fantasy relevant. But I think that's what, that's
not at all.
Do. I
running backs are – Go ahead.
No, honestly, I'm just stuttering over here because I don't want Miami to be good.
You just ruined you ruined my night. If they sign James Conner, he'll be hurt in camp. So I'm all set with him. I know. Well, don't worry.
Roto-World's been
all right, why don't we hit the next receiver here? What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Sounds good. On
All right, maybe one more receiver and then shift course to quarterback.
Sure.
That sounds good.
All right, let's give it a shot. So let's talk about Juju Smith-Schuster. So Steelers are kind of in this weird in between. Like, do you try to compete? Do you try to tear it up? They just restructured Big Ben's deal. So he is going to be around. He's going to turn 40 this year. Obviously, a lot of holes and a lot of problems that were exposed at the end of last year. When did they start off? 11-0, and then the wheels just fell off. Every time I watched them, it was very clear: no running game. Offensive line was pretty weak, and Smith-Schuster is a downfield threat. Big Ben was getting the ball off within a couple of seconds of snapping the ball and not giving him the chance to get downfield. So it's hard to tell what Smith-Schuster is. Is he a number one wide receiver? He certainly hasn't proven that, but has he been given a fair opportunity? I don't know. So I think with the cap situation, they're trying to sign back TJ Watt. They're trying to sign back Bud Dupree on defense, trying to establish that defense for a long time. And I think offensively, I think they might just start looking at rebuilding slowly. You already have Chase Claypool in place. You already have Deontay Johnson. So you have two other receivers that are pretty solid around you. I think Smith-Schuster, my projection here, I think he's a Raiders guy. I mean, he's got a lot of flash. He's big into, social media. He has this very big presence. And I think Las Vegas is looking for, those types of guys, entertaining, fun, that they can bring to the team, to pair with Gruden, to pair with Carr. So I think he's Vegas bound.
Yeah, I had the same thought, honestly. Matt,
take the same. Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that. I think he's moving. Yeah, he's got to go to West Coast, judging by the salary cap. I'd actually see him going to Arizona to be opposite of DeAndre Hopkins. He's definitely a 2. He's not a 1. The problem is with Pittsburgh receivers, after they leave there, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they know how to pick for receiver talent in the draft, no matter where they're taken. But then when they leave there, they're not as good. So Mike Wallace going to Miami, not doing well there. I can see that same thing happening to Smith-Schuster. Raiders will be fine. I can see Arizona. They need somebody opposite of DeAndre Hopkins, because if you watch DeAndre Hopkins, he's being double and triple teamed every single play. And the guy's still top 10 wide receiver, top 5 in some format. So they need him to get open, so they need somebody else underneath. Stretch it to the outside with him as well. So yeah, I like the team in Arizona.
All right, so I guess I'll just ask you 2 questions on both those teams, Mac. I think I'm with Ryan with Oakland. I think that's a great fit. I think with Oakland, though, is
Las Vegas.
Oh, my God. I'm just going to go with it. No, it's good. Yeah. So Vegas, would he necessarily be the number 1? Do you guys think he's the number 1 there? I know they got Ruggs and stuff like that, but it's a rookie last year.
Yeah, he would be their number 1, but I'm saying his talent-wise, he's not a number 1 threat.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I like him going there, but I don't think he's a good fit. I think it's just going to be a wash, And I think
I'm going to argue that. Sorry to speak over you for a second, but I think that Darren Waller, he's obviously not a wide receiver, but he's their number 1 receiving target.
Yes.
He's going to pull a lot of attention. So when you utilize Smith-Schuster like he's supposed to be utilized, which is probably more of a downfield threat, Derek Carr, I think, can have a lot of fun with him. I I hear what you're saying.
Oh, yeah,
I think fantasy wise, I don't know. I think he's probably more of like, a 3, 4, 5 catch, 70, 80 yard, maybe a touchdown kind of guy. Like a couple of big catches throughout the game. I don't think he's like a Hopkins where it's like you can count on him to get somewhere between 8 and 12 catches, 80 to 100 yards. But I don't think he's that kind of guy. But I do think in that offense, given the weapons and the firepower that they have, I think Henry Ruggs is going to be a good player. I know he really underachieved last year, but I think, if you had Smith-Schuster, if you had Ruggs, if you had Waller, so much for Nelson Aguilar, I guess. But if you had those 3 guys and Josh Jacobs in the backfield, I think that's a lot, of weapons to have. So go ahead, Reeks. Sorry.
So like I said, a great fit for the Raiders. Arizona, so if, the other team you suggested, Mac, was the Arizona Cardinals. So I think he'd be a great fit there. Do you think that takes away too much from Hopkins, though? Do you think Hopkins is still a top 5 if he goes there?
Yeah, I think so. I don't have Kyler Murray's stats in front of me, but I know his completion percentage, due to injury as well, was under 60% or just at there. So if he has more weapons and more reliable targets than Christian Kirk, who can have 3 good weeks out of the year, and that's it. And then what's their next best receiver? Rhetorical question.
Kyle Murray?
He runs it.
They don't even have running back.
They don't. Drake's out of there.
Yeah,
I don't see them bringing Drake back, but we're getting off topic there. Yeah, they need another threat out there to spread the ball around and to keep drives going. So I think there's too many drives stalled out. If you keep the drives going, keep the first downs going, more targets, more production out of DeAndre Hopkins as well.
Yep. Well put.
I think I think that's a really good fit for him. If they can make it work
honestly,
financially.
Didn't even think of
it.
Yeah. They would have to move some stuff around in the cap, but I just kind of see him as like a dark horse landing a big name wide receiver as well after they were gifted from Bill O'Brien with DeAndre Hopkins. But yeah,
and then J.J. Watt from the same team.
You have to capitalize on that for sure.
They have to. They need to do something. And Cliff Kingsbury's trying to save his job right now, so they need to make a big splash and get going. Your defense is set. You got to get better production out of the offense.
Sure. All right, I'm going to talk about. I want to bring up one more guy real quick.
Go right ahead.
Whoa!
Fuller,
you said 3.
I know I did. I know. But Will Fuller, I'm going to bring him up real quick. He is the most Bengals player that I can think of to be added to their team.
Come on.
Like injury prone,
steroids,
suspension, rolling his suspension into next season. Like they're going to give him like the highest wide receiver contract of all time. He's going to be suspended for week 1. He'll come back. He'll get hurt. Like that to me is like the most Bengals thing to do.
You described to me a Raiders fan, but that's cool.
Well, I don't like it. With $41 million in cap space, yeah, they could do it. Yeah. They could pay him. So, I mean, he's going to be on the cheap because of his suspension, but yeah, there's no rumors about Houston bringing him back that I've heard or read. So, yeah, I can see that. Or he might be he's going to be one of those late signings, though. They're gonna wait on him.
Yeah, they're nervous.
8-game suspension, right? Yeah, you see when people come back after those suspensions, they don't do as well because they're clean. Because they have.
He just has 1 week left, so he had a 6-game suspension. He served 5. He just has the one game to start this.
Just one
season.
more. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's.
But I mean, the guy's been injury prone his entire career, so he'll come back week 2. He'll get hurt, and that'll be the Will Fuller story in Cincinnati.
right,
I
John.
think you're
I
full
gotta
of
do
it.
4 wide receivers. Let's go, Mac.
All right, where we want to go? Quarterbacks or tight ends? Where are we going?
Oh yeah, you get QBs. That's fine.
All right, QBs. So obviously, everybody's heard Dak Prescott is signed, 4-year deal with Dallas. Sorry, I'm trying to bring up my stuff right now. 4 years, 160. Great contract for him. I hope he does well, but you're dead to me now because you didn't leave the Cowboys. I'm just kidding. He only cost me a season, though, becoming a champion last year, but it's whatever. Yeah. All right. So next free agent quarterbacks, you got Jameis Winston, who they just signed Taysom Hill to a great contract or grand. I'm not sure how much that was. I don't have it listed here, but
140.
140 over 4 years.
Correct, but it's. I was actually going to bring this up to you if you don't mind me chiming in.
Yeah, go right ahead.
But the pretty much if he doesn't play, they can get rid of him, or it's none of it's guaranteed type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of suspicious. Like I don't know what they're trying to play. That's a big contract to also be able to back out at any time.
Right. I'm guessing they're going to do some sort of quarterback competition, but
yeah, they announced that
Jameis
today.
Winston. Did they? Yeah. So they got to work out some sort of contract with Winston, which, if I was him, I'd move on. Like, all right, you gave him that money. I'm all set. Even though it's not fully guaranteed, but he could go be a starter and he wouldn't have the competition if he went elsewhere, like the Bears. Like Nick Foles, they're not going to sign Trubisky back. Trubisky's going to go be a backup somewhere. He's a free agent as well. Andy Dalton, he'll be a backup somewhere else. A lot of these are quarterbacks that are going to be backups, except this guy, Alex Smith. I want to see him starting somewhere. What a great story that he has had. Double digits of surgeries, was going to lose his leg, was going to lose his life. I want to see this comeback story even better. Where does he go, though? What team will take him on? I think the Patriots could take him. And if Cam Newton's not working out, Alex Smith, they can get on the cheap and have them be their quarterback. I know, doesn't sound too great, but what's worse, Cam Newton or Alex Smith?
Oh, if I can say anything, it all depends on what they try doing with that offense. If they try keeping the same thing that they had last year, Alex Smith obviously can't do it. But if they go back to the old times, I think Alex Smith is a great fit. Sitting in the pocket, getting rid of the ball fast. Who's that sound like?
No, yeah, I agree with you, Reeks. I think, it does seem like they might be moving back to that more traditional offense. You just signed a really good tight end, receiving tight end. You solidified your O-line a bit. It shouldn't be the situation where a quarterback just has to run for their lives. So I wouldn't hate seeing Alex Smith. I think the Bears might be a good fit for Alex Smith. Kind of a win now team, just a quarterback away, and just somebody that can take care of the ball, not turn it over, and down the field a little bit.
Yeah, Washington had a terrible line last year. They finally got their stride towards the end, but yeah, Alex Smith, he had to make some crazy throws out there and trying to protect himself. So now that he got that experience coming back from his injury and all his surgeries, I think he'll do well. He just needs a better O-line, like most quarterbacks do. But yeah, he might actually. I saw a rumor of him going to Jacksonville to be like a mentor to Trevor Lawrence because Urban Meyer has a connection with Alex Smith. as well. So I could see that happening. Yeah, I hope he gets a starting job somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, the quarterback room is not that sexy. It's going to be a lot of backups moving around, unfortunately. But yeah, with tight ends, like you mentioned, Jonnu Smith signing with the Patriots, which I was listening to the radio today. All the Patriots players that were signed today, the new ones, they all have the same agent that Bill has worked with in the past. So should have seen a connection. All right, he wasn't going to go for Hunter Henry, even though he loves Hunter Henry. Jonnu Smith is just one hand washes the other with that agent. Name is escaping me right now. Rosenhaus. There we go.
This guy.
Yeah, this guy. I know. Who knows the agents? Who cares?
Jesus.
Sure, Rosenhaus is like the biggest agent in the NFL.
I know. That's why I'm like, why am I drawing a blank?
Bill Belichick was quoted saying that Smith was the best all-around tight end last year. In this 2020 season, he pretty much was praising him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think when it comes to the Hunter Henry thing, I know you're probably into him, but between those two, I think Smith was such a better option. Smith, I think, is a better blocking tight end, and I don't know if his hands are better or whatever, but less injury prone compared to Hunter Henry, so that's always a plus. Yeah,
Hunter Henry's had a rough go at it. He only missed a couple weeks last year, though, so which is good. He had an ACL tear, so he's coming back from. So actually can ask for much more than that. Yeah, other tight ends, like you said at the top, Rob Gronkowski signed again with Buccaneers. Big surprise. He said he'll never play for another quarterback. It'd only be Brady. So it's either he retires or he's there. I guess the only notable ones would be Jared Cook from the Saints. I haven't really seen much rumors of where he's going to go. I think he's going to be one of those late signings or somebody who's like, actually, you know what? We could use a tight end. We'll take him on. Him and Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph's 30. He still has a couple years left. They're not utilizing him pretty well, but when you have Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, and Adam Thielen, it's kind of hard. You only got to have a couple good games with the tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you usually have that tight end on your bench when he goes off for 3 touchdowns. Thanks, Irv Smith. But I digress. Predictions where they would go. I don't know. I'm guessing the Titans are going to need another tight end unless they stick with Fersker. Anthony Fersker? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Something like that. Gerald Everett, too, from the Rams. Yeah, somebody will pick them up.
I think.
But they're not. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, I know Seattle needs a tight end. Is Greg Olsen gone?
Yeah, he's retired.
Retired, so they need somebody. If Russell Wilson stays there.
They have Will Disley, who went well until he got hurt. Yeah. He always gets hurt. So, yeah, I can see them. Taking a Rudolph or Jared Cook for sure.
Yeah, I see Jared Cook, yeah.
Jared Cook would be nice. He's going to want to get paid, though.
Yeah, it's going to be both their last contracts, obviously. Unless you're Gronk.
I like Seattle as a landing spot
Buffalo.
For one of those two guys.
Mm-hmm. I knew a team. I just wasn't thinking of Buffalo could use a tight end.
I think they're
I could see a landing spot for either one of them. Who's that?
I think they get Hunter Henry, Buffalo.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive for them. They only have $21 million in cap space, but yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible.
Restructure. Kansas City did it.
Nah, I know. Who's the Panthers tight end?
Who's the Panthers? Anyone?
Oh, come on.
Except for the
DJ
running
Moore,
back.
Robbie Anderson, Christian freaking McCaffrey. Come on.
Yeah, who's
they-
throwing to him?
I'm drawing a blank on who their tight end is. So they obviously need one. Or I'm just that dumb. I don't know. Can I borrow your name tag, Regan?
Absolutely. Thompson.
Ian Thompson. Yeah, no.
Thank you, editor-in-chief.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Little Sound.
Spirit in the sky.
Yeah.
All right. I think that covers pretty much all the notable ones. We didn't really touch on Chris Carson going back to running backs, but Kenyon Drake, Chris Carson. There's rumors of the Patriots talking about getting Chris Carson, which I don't get when you have Damian Harris.
Here we go. Chris Carson, 15 minutes.
You're right, Mac. There isn't much going on in the running game necessarily. There isn't much rumors out there except for just random what ifs, pretty much. Obviously, Aaron Jones got signed. Mark Ingram. Are you saying they're not gathering any traction? Yeah, it's a muddy field. All right. Good stuff, buddy. Mark Ingram signed a 1-year deal. 1-year deal, $2.5 million with the Texans. That's nothing, if you ask me. I know. Jesus, that was accurate. It's probably that kiwi water you're drinking. It was real. It's a tangerine seltzer with kiwi. Okay, it's good. Yeah, we begged to differ. Chris Carson. After delegating with myself, I can't see him staying there. Actually, now, I think they get too many mouths to feed. Meaning, I think they should give the other guys a shot. Rashad Penny, DJ Dallas. They have one other one too, and well, they had Hyde, right? You said that they got signed earlier. Yeah, Carlos Hyde got signed earlier today. I don't recall to who. Probably doesn't mean anything whatsoever to fantasy football.
Jaguars.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's James Robinson. That's for sure.
Oh man, there goes my keeper.
Oh, don't keep him. Don't keep him. If you have James Robinson, trade him high in a dynasty league right now. He's gonna fizzle out like Peyton Hillis. No, it's a 2 QB league, and I actually have Taysom Hill and Philly's quarterback blanking out. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. I have both of them in a 2 QB league, and I can keep them in like 13th round, both of them. Yeah. So if Taysom Hill becomes a starter, I am set. Anyways, back to running backs. Way to get off topic, Mac. Chris Carson, he's hopeless. We'll figure him out later. I wanted to bring up the Steelers. So, where's your prediction for Chris Carson? Steelers? No, it's actually not. Chris Carson in general, I just can't see him staying there. I possibly see him with the Jets. He's just I love the way the guy runs. You see him run. He just puts everything into every single run, and that's what Seattle loves to do. But injury wise, it's going to start catching up with him, and I think they know that. It's kind of a dead contract, if you ask me. I can see him going to Houston. With Mark Ingram? That running back help. Well, with Mark Ingram. Yeah. You see him run this year? He can't run. Yeah.
Yeah, David Johnson in Houston too.
Did they bring him back?
Is he expired?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, we'll get back on that one.
All right. I'm listening.
I believe they re-signed him a couple.
I think they did
ago.
too. I think they did too.
Didn't remember that, but Duke Johnson is a free agent. They chose not to keep him. But I don't know. I think if they can sign a better running back.
Problem is there isn't much out there, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's kind of like a dead zone. let's get back to what I was saying about the Steelers. They're losing James Conner. They have Snell, if he's still even there. Like he's not a starter if you ask me. They need somebody, but they have no money.
Or like Smell. Am I right?
No, seriously. No, he did all right last year for like 3 games.
No, they couldn't get the running game going.
Oh, they couldn't do it with Connor either.
No, that's true. That's true.
So I guess as for Connor, obviously I said earlier, he's on Miami's radar. Apparently, I could see him going to Jets, Miami, one of those teams. I'll get back to Pittsburgh after, but what's you guys' thoughts on Connor? How about you, Ryan?
I don't know, man. I've never been high on James Conner. I got to be honest. Like, his value in like PPR leagues is okay. I think he could turn into like a James White type player for a specific team. I don't know who that is. I mean, I don't know.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Just retire, dude. Just retire. That's it. Like, I think the Steelers got to figure it out. I think the Steelers can draft a running back, and that might alleviate, that hole there.
It's tough because they don't have any money. Mac, did you have anything on that? Are you good too?
Just looking at where available landing spots for him. I could see him going to Atlanta unless they draft a running back.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Carson, I meant to mention that earlier, going to Atlanta, but they're in cap jail. So they're probably going to go the way of the draft. There's really nobody else that is in need of a running back. I heard Washington was trying. Besides the teams that you mentioned.
I was going to say other than Pittsburgh that he's leaving.
Right. But Tomlin doesn't like Connor. No. And I don't know the guy, but can't blame him from what I've read. So, the only Buffalo needs a running back. And Zach Moss is not the answer. Singletary is not the answer. But they need somebody to help Josh Allen from not passing 50 times a game. I mean, I'd prefer him to do that, though, especially if you have Diggs. But, yeah, they need a running game. Like I keep going back to, keep drives going. Keep them alive. Get more production, more points out of it. Yeah, you're probably right. He's probably going to Miami because that's a typical Miami move.
And I think it could be all right, but, like you said, there's other running backs there. It might be kind of a wash. And then none of them will be fantasy relevant until, sadly, one of them gets injured.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep this rolling. I'm going to bring up 2 more guys, I think. Leonard Fournette.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to Pittsburgh, I feel like he would really fit there. I know they have no money, so they'd have to make it work. I guess my question to you guys would be, what kind of contract do you think he's going to be getting? Is it going to be something big? Like he didn't look as good as Ronald Jones, if you ask me. He looked great in the playoffs, but that's a whole different monster compared to regular season. Any thoughts on if they could even afford him? Pittsburgh, that is.
I think they could restructure a bit. I mean, I think any money that they save restructuring, I think they're going to target re-signing TJ Watt, re-signing Bud Dupree. But I see that it can be a good fit. And also, I don't think it would cost them that much. Right. So, like, how much would you actually have to I'm sure you can find a guy to cut to solve that problem because you need to solve it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could see him getting like a 1 or 2 year deal, maybe like $4 to $6 million annually. I don't think that would really, that's not going to crush a team. And he's going to give you he's going to be a solid running back for whoever he signs with.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh has just under $5 million in cap space right now. It's a tricky year with the salary cap going down by like 12 mil.
Yeah.
But I think last year was Fournette, prove it year. So he's got to make the contract now. Yeah.
Sadly, the worst year for it.
It is. That I could see him going to Buffalo instead, helping them out there. Yeah, just looking at the salary cap numbers and who needs a running back. Jets, 68 mil. They could use a running back, so that. Yeah, I think they're lying and waiting. I don't think they're trying to tip their hand, because I still think they're trying to make trade moves with their draft pick. If they move on from Sam Darnold, or if they trade down, or if they can get Deshaun Watson, that's the big domino that needs to fall. But yeah, I haven't even brought up the Jets, but they need a running back. So I can definitely see any of those guys that we talked about, except Drake. I don't know why he's ranked number 2 as a free agent. Get out of here. You're terrible.
I got Chris Carson. Oh, I guess Chris Carson's number 1 now, right?
Yeah, Chris Carson would be number 1.
Yep.
Fournette for me. And it's Philip Lindsay, too. But
he signed a 1 year, I think. Or they franchised him. I believe so. I think he's at Denver 1 more year.
All right. Well, that's news to me.
Yeah, I saw it. I got the website. I owe them some credit, but they didn't have any contract info on it yet. I think it was just spoken on, but nothing was agreed upon. Obviously, nothing can really be agreed upon yet, but
I gotcha. Verbal contract.
Yeah, I think that's the problem too right now is none of these running backs are moving. You had Aaron Jones, and I haven't seen one free agent running back move at all, even if they are a backup. I think they're waiting for stuff to move.
This one's a pretty big signing. Kyle Juszczyk. 5 years, $27 million.
Fullback.
With the 49ers. Look at him.
That's a good contract for a fullback.
Hey.
There's like 5
for
of them. That's why.
For sure. Hey, he saved me a week. One time I had to pick him up in Dynasty because of injuries and bye weeks. And he actually got me into double-digit points, so I couldn't complain.
Way to plan accordingly.
Well, you have Austin Eckler go down for more than half the year. Jerick McKinnon get hurt. DJ Dallas on a bye, and Dalvin Cook on a bye. Oof, it was bad.
You say Dalvin Cook. You saved yourself with the last one.
Yeah, well, he was my first overall pick,
right? So, of course,
with the number 8 or something.
So
let's off the rails.
Yeah, let's finish this off with the last guy. Obviously, just because I'm a huge Patriots fan, is James White. I think it makes the most sense possible for him to go to the Bucs. He had the family problem last year with his father. Very sad story. His mother lives in Florida. Why not go down there, be with his mom, go with Tom Brady, who they have a great chemistry with, finish it off. You know, he's made some money in his time. If he really had to take a little cut or whatever to go win another Super Bowl, you know, I could really see it. What do you think, Mac?
Florida makes sense. I heard rumors of him going to Miami too, because him and Flores like each other a lot. So yeah, Florida with his mom and stuff. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Tampa Bay maybe if they don't bring back Fournette, but they do have Keyshawn Vaughn, which they don't do well in Tampa their rookie year. It's usually the year after. So I know they want to grow him some more. Mm-hmm. In that system as well. So if you bring James White, but it's Brady's call. If he wants James White, he's going to get James White. So we'll see. But yeah, Florida, I think you're right. Either Miami or Bucs.
Yeah, and who better to learn behind, for the younger guys than James White? The guy has been in every situation possible, and he's just a class act. So I feel like that'd be huge too. So what do you think, Ryan?
I like either of those landing spots. I think the Bucks. I mean, he's not going to get a lot of opportunities there, but at the same time, like he could be your, go-to guy at crunch time, especially in the playoffs, Super Bowl. You saw it with Gronk. I mean, Gronk was a run blocking tight end, for the majority of the year, and then come the NFC Championship, come the Super Bowl, Gronk's being targeted in the end zone. So I could see James White filling that role. I also like him in Miami too, to kind of fill that third down back, receiving back role. Obviously, he's very versatile, so he'd be a good fit there too.
No, that was a great call, Mac, to bringing that up. I think that closed out these running backs. I hope we get some real news next week. That once these guys start going, you're really going to start seeing teams form. So I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be I kind of don't like the whole tip in the hand before official free agent signing, but
yeah, like.
There's still a lot to go around, so I understand they need to get it done. I don't know if you guys want to touch on punter free agent signings, but the Dolphins signed a punter today. I don't know his name, but it was on Instagram. So
don't know his name.
Is it?
Yeah, check, please. Oh, you calling me? Oh, all right. I gotta go.
They posted a picture of him signing the contract with no name, and it's like nobody knows who this guy is. Like, what are we doing here?
Miami.
Mm-hmm.
The Jets signed Josh Adams, their running back. That's all we got.
Signed.
They re-signed him.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was just trying to give you some running back free agent. That's the first one I've seen, so I got excited.
I got you. Yeah, I think that's all the news for tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Good job.
It was a load of news, not just the tip.
Yeah, it wasn't just the tip.
We
weren't ready for it.
We're definitely flowing with news.
Oh, a little warning would be great next time.
We try to stay plugged in, not to be so messy, but it happens.
Jesus. You're doing so good.
What? That's what she said.
That's exactly what she said.